You know how sometimes you can be going through life, just living your life, and all of a sudden, boom, out of nowhere, something happens that could flip up your day or turn around your week or maybe change up some things in your life. And you're like, man, I didn't see it coming. It's so unexpected. It came from out of nowhere. Well, sometimes those things can cause frustration, aggravation, irritation, and a little bit of defeat, and maybe worry and doubt, and maybe feeling like, I don't know how I'm going to get up out of this. But I'm here to tell you today that out of nowhere, it's just creating a situation for you to go somewhere that God has called for you to go. In 1 Samuel 17, Jesse, David's father, said, David, I want you to take your brother some things out on the battlefield. So David said, okay, Dad, I'm going to go. David took his brother some things that his father had sent, and he went out onto that battlefield. Instead of just dropping the things off, David went and he went to go talk to his brothers. He had a conversation with his brothers. And so he's sitting there talking to his brothers and just probably seeing how they were doing. And then out of nowhere, a giant comes out and begins to taunt them. And the Israelites begin to run in fear. But it is in this out of nowhere situation that David looked up and said, what's the reward for the individual that kills that giant? To the point that his oldest brother was like, David, what are you doing? Why are you asking questions? You really don't even need to be here. And once again, David said, what's the reward for the individual who kills this giant? Well, what happened is that out of nowhere situation for David put him on the radar, all because he was asking questions. He put on the radar with Saul. So then eventually you and I know the story. And if you've never heard the story, eventually David killed that Goliath. He killed that giant that came from that out of nowhere situation. So today, the purpose of me talking to you is to tell you that whatever out of nowhere situation is going on in your life, you just have to change your outlook on it and understand that God is getting ready to take you somewhere from you going through it. God is getting ready to show you some things and give you understanding from it happening in your life. God is getting ready to build up your character to be what it's never been before by you walking through this thing. Because it is those out of nowhere situations that it is where we can get to that somewhere that we're trying to go. Because David ended up going on a mission that his father had sent him on, and then at the end of that journey, killed a Goliath and received that reward. God has been sending us on some missions. God may be sending you out and you've been fulfilling your purpose and you've been doing what it is that God has called you to do, and you've been trying to live your life right, and you've been walking that straight and narrow, and you've been opening up that ministry and stepping out on faith in some things in your life. But then those out of nowhere situations happen and you're like, wait a second, I've been doing this and that, and I'm trying, and I'm over here working, and I'm doing this, and then these unexpected events. Don't feel overwhelmed by the unexpected events, but you counterattack with the word of God and the prayer and the praise and worship, and you sling back your stones at the giants that are coming in your life, and you let them know that those out of nowhere situations can't touch you, because you know that every single time an unexpected event is coming in your life, it's getting ready to take you somewhere you've never been before, that God knows and has created just for you. I hope you were blessed by this message. I decree and declare abundance and favor over your life, and I will see you next week.